Okay, session 2. So you need to find Cimco Edit 8 icon after installing Cimco on your computer. So double click on Cimco Edit 8. In the first step, go to Editor tab, and if you have your file on your desktop, you can use Open or go to New and paste your codes here. Okay, I will copy this code in one of the comments on this YouTube video. Okay, now let us see what is the sample that we are going to machine with CNC virtually, actually. So what are the dimensions of the first block before machining? So it has a dimension 50 here. What about here? 90 plus 5 plus 5, it will be 100. So it is 100 by 50 by 10. So you go to backplot and you can click on solid animations and go to solid setup. Okay, then you see that it is active now. So for min x, put -5, and for max x, I put 105. Because the difference between these two should be 110. For min y, I put -55, and for max y, I will type in 5. And for min z, -10, for example, or 0, and for this one 0. And also lock stock dimensions. Okay, and then click OK. And now tool setup. After clicking OK, this window, this tool setup window pop up. Okay, let us assign the tools. So the first one is, I think, a spot drill. So if you see the instructions, we have 8mm spot drill 90 degree. Okay, 8mm. What does that mean? It means that we need to click here on the tool setup, and the diameter should be, you can try actually 8mm. It will be bigger. If you put, for example, 12, it will be much bigger. 8. So I will just type in 8. And we have taper angle. Okay, it said it should be, if it is 90, look at here, or if it is 45, this looks like this, or if it is 0, you can't see anything. So it's at 90 degree. So now you can just click OK. Now go to the next one, T09. It is a 5mm. Remember, 5mm slot mill. So this is diameter, which is 5, and this is a slot mill. If you also know the other dimensions, you can just type in and OK. And the last one is T10. Double click here. I just type in 10, and it should be end mill flat, and you press OK. If you want to see what's happened if they change this number, you can just change it, then you can see the difference. Okay, but better to put it on the default mode. Okay, so now you just click OK. Okay, now I click on solid animation again, and again back plot window. And you can change the Fanuc milling to we have multiple options actually here. Just find Fagur milling, which is here, and then press OK. Okay, now let us change solid setup again and change this to 10, this one to 0. Try it again. Now let us go to the first lines and change. When we change line, we see that what's happening here. So you need to change some of these lines to fix this issue. Or you can just click on solid animation here, and again start the video. Okay, let us make some changes. I will change this to, for example, Fanuc milling. Now, I just click on solid animation again. You see what happened? You can just do some changes, make some changes here. I will change this to -5, 105, that's 55 and 5, -10 and 0, like aspect ratio. So 110, 60, -10. Okay. Let us click solid animation again. Okay, now I change this to, for example, -12, okay? And the max set to 0. Let us see what would happen. I don't know why this one is changing each time. 105. Maybe I forgot to lock the stock dimension. Yeah, lock the stock dimensions. And click on solid animations, and you go to the end. Yeah, you see something like this. I will quickly explain some of the code. It is N0. So what is N0? This N prefix, it means a sequence number or block number, and this number, I mean 0, 1 or 2, 3, it is used to identify the line, and it doesn't affect the machine movement. For example, if you are here or then here, it doesn't affect the machine movement. And remember, this part is a comment text. So N1 Z0, again it is a sequence number. Z0 sets the reference point at Z equal to 0. It means that the top surface of the workspace is defined as the 0 height. And again, top of part, it is a comment to clarify for the operator what is Z0 means. So remember, Z0 means top of the part. So N2, again N2 is a sequence number, and this percentage, it is just part of the comment format, and the CNC will ignore it. CS. Okay, now let us explain the line by lines. So N0, it is just a sequence number, as I said, and this is just the highlighted part. It is just a comment text. This is just a description of the program. N1 Z0, again it is N1 is a sequence number, and Z0, let us check it is recording. Yeah, it sets the reference point at Z equal to 0, and it's Z0 means top of the part. N2, again it is a sequence number, and percentage, as I said before, it is part of the comment format. And the CNC, always remember, when we have the percentage sign, it will ignore it. The CNC will ignore it. CS of 285 and chip load of 0.05. CS stands for cutting speed. Remember, when you see CS, it means cutting speed. So cutting a speed of 285 millimeter, sorry, it can be meter per minute, and the chip load per tooth is 0.05. It is millimeter here if it is in the metric unit. If it is in the inches, all of them will be changed to inches. So N3 G21. G21 tells the machine that all dimension in the program are in millimeter, and this part, it is just a comment explaining G21. What is G21? So when you see G21, everything is in millimeter. N4 again is a sequence number, and percentage sign, again it is just in the comment here. 90 degree 8 millimeter spot drill. This tells the operator that the next tool is a 90 degree 8 millimeter diameter. Remember, 8 millimeter diameter spot drill. N5 T08 M06. it select the tool number 8 from the tool magazine, and M06 execute the tool change. Okay, now N6G57 select the work coordinate offset. So we have G57, G56, G55, G54, and etc. This means that all of the X, Y, and Z positions after this will be relative to the G57 original origin points. Okay. Now you see that we have 3 red lines. These are red in Cimco edit. It means that they are actual motion commands, and it will make the machine move. And the operator or programmer can quickly see where the tool movement happens. Okay, especially when it is rapid. So the first line, N7 G00 x10 y minus 10. So remember, G00, it is a rapid positioning mode, fastest possible movement, no cutting. It moves the tool center to X equal to 10 millimeter and Y equal to minus 10 millimeter in the current work coordinate system, here, which is here G57. And this is usually the first move to get close to the drilling or cutting a start point. Let us see what happens. Yep. And again we see G00. It is still in rapid mode, and G91, it will switch it to incremental positioning moves, and all of the moves are relative to current position, not absolute ones. Okay, so when we have here X32 Y minus 12.5, it will move 32 millimeter in X and minus 12.5 millimeter in Y from wherever the tool is now. Okay, what about S2177? It set the spindle speed to 2177 RPM. M03, it will turn the spindle on clockwise. Now the next line, N7 G43. What is G43? It applied the tool length offset. So now your the control knows the tool's exact length. Z1.0, it moved the tool tip to 1 millimeter above the part, clearance position. We need some clearance in a rapid move mode. Okay, D08. D08 is a little in the FANUC control. Now we are in FANUC milling. Okay, I think M08, let's explain M08 first. This part turned the coolant on, and D08, usually they use H08 in the FANUC controls, and D08 is usually cutter radius compensation. Okay, now we see some green lines. These green lines are inside the drilling or can cycle. For example, G81 or 83. But let us check this line. So G01, so is G01 normally here means linear cutting, but I think here it is paired with a cycle comment. which one is a cycle comment? So G98, I think. So G98 return to initial level after each hole. G81, it is a simple drilling cycle. Move down to a Z depth and then retract. And Z minus 2.5, it is the final drilling depth, 2.5 millimeter below Z0. And I minus 3 on same control, this is a PEC or depth offset. And again, it depends on the machine cycle definitions. What about F170? It is just a feed rate, 170 millimeter per minute. And the next line, N11X68, it drill another hole at X equal to 68, but with the same Y as before, and same depths and same feed rate as before. Okay. What about N12X60, Y minus 32? It is the same cycle setting and it will drill at this point. Again, for N13X40, it drill another here, and Y stays at minus 32 for these ones, because previous one was Y minus 32. Okay, what about N14 G80 M09? G80 cancel any active can cycle like G81. Okay, we have G81 here, yeah? It will cancel this. It will cancel this drilling cycle. Once you call G80, the machine stops repeating the automatic drilling pattern. And M09, the coolant will be off. And actually the purpose of this line, actually it will ends the automated drilling process and turns off the coolant before moving away from the part. N15 G53 Z0, it will use the machine coordinate system. Okay, when we have G53, it will use the machine coordinate system and ignores work offset like G54 or G59. And Z0 means that it moves the spindle to machine home in Z. It means that fully up, because the purpose of this is safely retract the tool to the machine's absolute top position before the tool change. What about this line, N16 M01? So M01 is the optional stop. If the optional stop button on the CNC control is on, the program will pause. Here, exactly. And wait for the operator to press cycle start again. And if it is, if the button is off, the machine will ignore M01 and just keep running, okay? Now we go to the next tool, N17 5mm slot drill. Okay, you see that we have 4 holes here. Now we wanna draw the slot drills. I use the slot drills. Okay, so N18 T09, it will call the tool number 9, the 5mm slot drill. And M06 means execute the tool change. If you want to execute the tool change, so we use M06 here. N19 G57, it will select the work offset G57 and all following XYZ position reference the G57 origin. N20 G00, G00 means rapid positioning, as I said before, and G90, 90, it is the absolute positioning mode, and it's x32 y minus 12.5 means that it will go rapidly to these points. And S40 92, it is the spindle speed, 4092 RPM. And M03, the spindle is on and clockwise. So N21 G43. G43 applied the tool length compensation. So you see our tool has a length, okay? Z1.0. It will go to Z equal to 1, clearance above the part actually, using the active tool length. D09 M08. Using the D09 is we use the offset register number 9 for tool length, and I think usually they put H, but anyway, here they use D for the length. And M08, the coolant is on because now we are doing some machining. We use M08. Now N22 G01. It is G01 is a linear mode, the motion mode. And G98, after each hole it will return to the initial level. G81, it is simple drilling cycle. And Z minus 10, drill to 10 millimeter below Z, below Z0 actually, and I minus 15. It is non-standard for G81 and classic phonics. Actually G81 I think doesn't use I, and some controls are post repurpose I. Sometimes it causes an alarm, so we should be careful with this part. F170, it is a feed rate of 170 millimeter per minute, so be careful with this part. N23 X68. Repeat the G81 cycle at X68. N24 X60 Y minus 32 I minus 25. Drill at X60 and Y minus 32 with the same cycle and I minus 25. Again, modify the cycle parameter on this line only. You need to be careful with I minus 25. Check this part again. N25 X40. It will drill another hole at X40. And Y stays at minus 32, the same as previous lines. N26 G80, it will cancel the active drilling cycle, and M09 means the coolant is off now. N27 G53 Z0, it will move in machine coordinates, ignore work offsets, and safe retract to machine Z home. Okay. N28 M01, it will pause us here if the controls optional stop switch is on. N21 10 millimeter end mill flat. Comment here is next tool is a 10 millimeter flat end mill, and the percentage sign here is just part of the exported comment style. N30T10 M06, it will call the tool number 10, and M06 means tool change. M06 means tool change, like before, okay? N31 G57, it will use the work offset G57. So N32, this line, N32 G00 G90. G00 means rapid positioning, G90 means absolute value, and it will wrap it to X 12.5 and Y minus 12.5, and a spindle speed of 2903 RPM, and a spindle on is clockwise when we have M03. You see here also on line 24 we have M03. Next line, N33 G43Z. So it means that apply tool length compensation Z0.25, it will go to Z equal to 0.25 above the part. And D10 use offset register 10 for tool lengths. And as I said before, many tools just use H. Anyway, they just use here D, but that's okay. M08, it means that the coolant is coolant on. 0.25 is very tight. Anyway, N34 G01, it is a linear feed. Plugs to Z equal to minus 2 millimeter. It is a cutting depth actually. And F70, the feed is 70 millimeter per minute. Next line, N35 Y minus 32, it is still in G01, cut straight down in Y to Y equal to minus 32 at Z equal to minus 2. This create a vertical slot. Vertical slot, remember, with a 10 millimeter end mill. N36 G00Z1, it is again we have a rapid retract to Z equal to 1, and N37, yeah, it will rapid move to X equal to 87.5. We are positioning for the second pass on the other side, I think. N38 G01, it will feed plunge back to Z equal to minus 2 millimeter. It is the same depth. What about N39? The feed cut up in Y is Y equal to minus 12.5 at depth. It is like a mirror, I think. Yeah, it's like a mirror from this line. So N40 rapid retract to Z equal to plus 1, and the coolant is off now. And again we have G53 Z equal to 0. It is the machine coordinates now, G53, and rapid to machine Z home, full retract. And we have again Y0, machine coordinates, rapid to machine Y home, remember. And again we have M01. It will pause here only if the controller controls optional stop switch is on. Remember, if it is off, it doesn't work. Okay, next line. So N44 5mm slot drill cutting the border. We want to cut the border here now with one pass. So this is a comment. This percentage sign is just a comment. And T09, it will select the tool 9 5mm slot drill, 5mm slot drill as it is written here. So, and M06 means always tool change. 6 means change. N46G57, it will select the work offset, and the next line, rapid positioning, we have G00. G00 means rapid positioning. G90 absolute positioning mode, and it will move to this point, X95, Y2.5, and it will set the spindle speed to 2903 RPM, and it is clockwise M03. So it is the feed mode, G01 feed move. Actually it will move down to Z equal to -5 with a feed rate of 170. Okay, in the next line, oh, this is my favorite part. N49 G02, it is clockwise circular interpolation. Remember, G02 means circular. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 circular. And it is clockwise. Okay, from X 102.5, Y equal to -5, and following an arc of radius 7.5mm. 7.5mm is this arc radius, and this is the point, and this is the feed rate. And N50 G01. G01, it is a linear cut straight down. It will linear. So G02 was circular. G02 is circular. As I said, G01 is linear cut straight down to here, Y equal to -45 millimeter. And the next one, again we have G02. It is clockwise arc to X equal to 95, Y equal to -52.5, and with a radius of 7.5. And the next lines, we have G01 here. It means that it is a linear cut across X equal to 5 and Y equal to -52.5. Okay, now here if you check you see that Y is -52.5. You can also see the tool and feed rate and whatever. So now we want to go to this point. We have G02, means that we have a clockwise arc to X equal to -2.5 and Y equal to -45 with a radius of 7.5. Again we have a linear cut across X equal to, sorry, Y equal to -5. -5. Let us check y equal to -5. So what about here? It is a clockwise arc again to x equal to 5, y equal to 2.5, and with a radius of 7.5 millimeter. And again, N56 is the G01. It means that it is a linear cut across to x equal to 95, y equal to 2.5. It will complete the first pass border. So this is the first pass, you see. Now we want to okay, what is N57? It is cutting border 2 pass. We have N58, N190. So G01 here means feet forward to Z equal to -10, F equal to 170 means what? It is a feed rate. Okay, and we will just use the same procedure again until here. So what about N67, the red part? It is a rapid retract to Z equal to 1 millimeter, and M09 means coolant off. You see, it goes Z equal to 1 now. What about these lines? Machine coordinate rapid to Z equal to home, and again machine coordinate rapid to Y equal to home, and we have M30. When you see M30, it means that program end and reset, and it will send the machine back to the start position in the memory and ends the job.